capping your happiness? Or better still, where are you dying to get out of your life? I know that might sound like a really strange question, but for those of you that know me, I'm really on a mission to empower women to reclaim their fulfilled, happy lives by being purposeful, being mindful, and going deep into the cave or into the shadows of where you are feeling like something's just off, or you know that life is bigger than your to-do list, or bigger than showing up as a mother, as a lover, as a friend or a family member, and really getting back in touch with where you are checking out or capping your happiness. Think back to a time where you thought, wow, this is going too well. Things are too good to be true. Something bad is going to happen. Or maybe a lot of time it happens that we will create trauma and drama because we're actually bored, or we're in a space where we're not growing anymore. And that could be in relationships. It could be in your life purpose, in the work that you're doing. And this is where that sense of feeling contractive, feeling like I'm going to control how much happiness I have, or how much money I have, or how much I'm willing to feel a certain way, as if by doing that, somehow things are going to be easier. And they're not. Because when you start to cap your happiness, you literally start to die inside. And all of nature, everything around us, the animals, the plants, they don't think about things like, oh, I'm not going to sing today because my feathers are wet, and therefore I'm having a really bad day and I'm not capable of singing. They just sing because they can. And that's really what nature and the animals are here to remind us, that you never know how long you're going to be riding a wave of euphoria, or where things are just going so great, and you've got a full client practice, and everyone's happy and healthy around you. We don't know how long that's going to last. But what if, instead of trying to control the amount of happiness you're willing to have, you just be in that moment of happiness and love that, and ride the wave, and see where you land, and see where it takes you. And when you start to feel like something's missing, or you find yourself going into that place where you're going to start pulling back and contracting, as if something bad won't happen because you're already going to create that bad space for yourself. Remember, the body follows the mind. So if you think that this is as happy as you're ever going to get, or this is the best sex you've ever gonna have in your life, or you're never going to love an animal, or have that kind of experience to that degree again, just stop yourself and look at where can you hold yourself in loving where you are for what it is, without extrapolating it and stopping your future, because your body will make you right. And this is where I see so many of my clients that come to me where they've exhausted every avenue as far as a mystery disease, or they're still anxious no matter what they try. They're still feeling off, or they're still feeling depressed. One of the first questions I ask them is, what are you dying to get out of? And that might feel a little harsh or bring up some energy or a story for you, but I really encourage you today to just look at, where are you capping your happiness? What are you dying to get out of that your body is actually making you right? And this could be if you suffer from migraines, if you have panic attacks, if you have chronic pain often. Look at, what is the value? What's the reward for creating that thing? And it might be because if you have a migraine, you have to lie down. You have to remove yourself from maybe a situation or a family gathering that you don't really want to go because it's not kind to your body. So what if you could just honor that choice, just as death is a choice? and you get to decide when you leave your body. What if you didn't have to create pain and suffering and cap your happiness and just be in that moment of getting really honest with what the value is or what the punishment is for you, and not have to create the headache, but just learn to say, no, I'm not going to choose this today. And with the grace and the kindness, not just to yourself, but to the other people too, that you will start to say no to situations, places, and people that are not a kindness to you or not filling you up, so that you don't have to create chronic disease or pain in your body in order to get out of situations. And that way you get to choose to live your life on purpose, fulfilled in your true nature, in your authentic truth, by speaking your truth and saying no, thanks, but no thanks. All right, so I'll leave it at that for today. So I just invite you, have a look at where you're stopping your life, where you're actually killing your joy or dying to get out of your life because what is showing up for you or what you're creating isn't in alignment with your core values or what you wanting to do or express or create, because you are the creator of your own life. And if you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying the questions, go ahead and go and have a look at what is available for you or how you can work with me on a deeper level to really address the root cause of what is showing up in your life as dis-ease or disharmony, and how by going deep, going into the mindfulness, change, purpose, mapping and processing, getting to make peace with the choices that you've had to make in the past, because perhaps it did feel like you were going to die. So you decided that you were going to choose death on your own terms and are killing yourself slowly, and may not have actually made the connection between adverse childhood experiences or chronic unpredictable stresses from your early days that are maybe showing up now because you're ready to change it. Remember, any kind of pain in the body is our body's way of saying, hey, you need to look at this. And yes, it takes courage, and yes, it takes a certain amount of intention and demand and commitment, but let someone support you that's walked this talk and is creating meaningful change in their life, so that you know that you don't have to do it alone, because everything that you create from choice is your making, and you get to choose what that looks like.